In the chaotic, electrifying world of combat sports, few names have ever burned as bright, or as fast, as Conor McGregor. The Irishman rose from nothing, collecting welfare checks in Dublin, sleeping on gym floors, promising anyone who'd listen that he'd be king someday. By 2015, he wasn't just a fighter, he was a phenomenon. The swagger, the trash talk, the precision left hand, McGregor had turned MMA into a spectacle that transcended the Octagon. But then came the turning point. 2017. The year he stepped out of the UFC cage and into the boxing ring to face Floyd Mayweather. The spectacle made him rich beyond imagination, 100 million richer. But it also fractured everything he built. His hunger, his momentum, his legend. So, what if it never happened? What if Conor McGregor never left the UFC, never chased the boxing fantasy, and instead doubled down on his reign of chaos inside the Octagon? What if the Notorious had stayed home, and the empire he built never crumbled? Imagine this. It's 2017 and Conor McGregor has just demolished Eddie Alvarez to become the first dual-weight world champion in UFC history. Featherweight and lightweight at the same time. He's standing under the lights at Madison Square Garden, 2 belts over his shoulders, screaming, "I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody." The world is his. The UFC has never seen anything like it. A fighter who can talk like Ali and deliver like Anderson Silva. But in this timeline, there's no Mayweather circus, no 10-ounce gloves, no tailored suits promoting a boxing dream. Dana White sits down with Conor in early 2017, and instead of talking about Floyd, he talks about legacy. "You can be the greatest to ever do it here," he says. "You can be the face of MMA for a decade." Conor, with fire in his eyes, agrees. The sport that made him, the Octagon, still has his full attention. He takes time off for his newborn son, but doesn't vanish. He returns by the end of 2017, not for a payday, but for a statement. His next fight? Tony Ferguson. In reality, the two never met. Injuries, contracts, chaos. But in this reality, Ferguson's on a 10-fight win streak, and McGregor's lightweight belt is on the line. UFC 219 becomes the event of the year. The buildup is wild. Ferguson, the unorthodox madman, and McGregor, the precision striker with the gift of prophecy. The fight is chaos from the first second. Ferguson throws elbows, rolls for submissions, bleeds early but keeps coming. McGregor's left hand cracks like a hammer, but Ferguson won't go away. Round 4, Ferguson dives for a takedown, and McGregor sprawls, landing elbows that slice open Ferguson's forehead. The ref steps in, TKO. McGregor defends his lightweight title. The crowd roars. He stands on the cage, screaming to the world, "I run this game." Instead of disappearing into boxing limbo, McGregor's focus sharpens. He calls out Khabib Nurmagomedov, the undefeated Russian monster who's been dominating contenders quietly, methodically. "You're next," McGregor snarls into the mic. "Come see me in the middle of the cage, then we'll see who is the real king." The rivalry begins earlier. No bus attack, no chaos outside the cage, just pure competition. By mid-2018, the fight is booked. McGregor versus Khabib for the undisputed lightweight championship. The promotion is legendary. Tension, nationalism, fire. But McGregor is different this time. He's not the bloated version who boxed for a year. He's sharp, conditioned, obsessed. His camp in Ireland is focused on wrestling defense, takedown counters, and timing. He studies every second of Khabib's fights. He knows what's coming. The pressure, the chain wrestling, the ground mauling. Fight night. The arena is electric. When the bell rings, Khabib charges as always, but this time McGregor's ready. The sprawl is crisp, the footwork is clean, the left hand lands early. The UFC rides the wave. McGregor's stock skyrockets beyond anything he could have gained from boxing. He becomes the highest-paid athlete in MMA history, and the UFC's global reach explodes. New markets in Europe and Asia light up. The company launches UFC Dublin, a pay-per-view headlined by McGregor defending his title again, this time against Nate Diaz, closing the trilogy in front of 80,000 fans at Croke Park. It's the fight fans have begged for. In this alternate reality, the trilogy happens at the perfect time. Diaz, in peak shape, brings his pressure and chin. McGregor, more disciplined, more mature, fights with strategy, not ego. After 5 brutal rounds, both bloodied and exhausted, McGregor edges it out by decision. Diaz nods. Respect earned. Redemption complete. From there, the legend only grows. Without the Mayweather fight draining his hunger and altering his focus, McGregor's path mirrors that of a long-reigning champion. 2019, he moves up to welterweight. Not for show, but to chase legacy. He faces Tyron Woodley, the reigning champ. Analysts call him too small. They said the same when he fought Eddie Alvarez. Once again, McGregor shocks the world, countering Woodley's power with precision, chopping his legs, landing clean shots. By round 3, Woodley fades. McGregor lands the left-hand herd round the world. The referee waves it off. Triple champion. History rewritten again. The first fighter in UFC history to hold belts in 3 divisions simultaneously. The name McGregor becomes bigger than MMA. It becomes a global brand of excellence like Jordan in basketball or Ali in boxing. And because he never left for boxing, the UFC landscape shifts completely. The rise of fighters like Khabib, Gaethje, Poirier, all unfold differently. The lightweight division doesn't fracture, the title doesn't sit inactive. Instead, McGregor becomes the constant, the king everyone's chasing. Khabib still returns hungrier, maybe earning a rematch in 2020, setting up another all-time classic. Meanwhile, the Mayweather fight never happens, but the boxing crossover trend never explodes either. No Jake Paul circus, no influencer boxing wave, no endless spectacle of sideshows. Combat sports stay grounded in their essence. The best fighting the best. And McGregor remains its face. The UFC becomes even more mainstream. Its fighters paid more. Its global appeal unstoppable. Conor becomes not just the biggest star, but the sports ambassador. He launches training academies, invests in fighter welfare, even mentors young Irish prospects. Instead of scandals, there's stability. Instead of burnout, there's legacy. By 2021, McGregor's career looks like a dynasty. 35 wins, 3 losses, multiple titles defended, highlight reels that play like myth. His rivalry with Khabib defined an era. His trilogy with Diaz became folklore, and his dominance across divisions made him immortal. The hunger never faded because he never chased money outside the cage. He built his empire inside it. Proper 12 whiskey still launches, but as part of a larger legacy. The fighter who conquered not just opponents, but the odds themselves. The fighter who changed MMA forever. Fans look back and realize, without the Mayweather distraction, without the boxing detour, McGregor became what he always said he would. Not just rich, not just famous, but truly the greatest. The ripple effects echo beyond him. Fighters stop chasing crossover paydays and start chasing greatness again. The UFC grows stronger, more respected. The sport matures, free of circus acts and contract chaos. And for fans, it's the golden era. McGregor versus Ferguson, McGregor versus Khabib trilogy, McGregor versus Usman, all become possible. The dream matchups that never were, now exist in this alternate world. The Octagon, not the ring, becomes the center of global combat sports, and McGregor, instead of being remembered as the man who walked away for money, is remembered as the man who stayed and built something eternal. In the end, when we talk about Conor McGregor's story, the question isn't just, what if he never boxed? It's, what if he never lost the fire? Because in this reality, he didn't. He stayed sharp. He stayed hungry. He stayed true to the game that made him. And in doing so, he didn't just change the UFC, he perfected it. The image that lingers isn't Mayweather dancing under bright lights, but McGregor standing in the octagon, 3 belts glinting under the spotlight, the crowd chanting his name. The King of Dublin, the face of a sport, and the fighter who never left home. Because in this world, Conor McGregor never betrayed UFC for boxing glory. He became its eternal legend.